So if you're going to be recording, you can stand right here. Just please be careful, I'll get run over. Okay, ready to get started? Yeah. All right, thank you all for being here today. Thank you for making the time to be out here. Obviously, this is an important issue, the reason why we're here today. We know that censorship, academic censorship, is something that should never happen in any school. And as educators, we're here to say we're going to take a stand and not allow academic censorship to limit what we can say in our classrooms. We know that the repression that people have started to face is just the beginning. And if we allow it to continue, it's going to hit every single one of us. And that's why we are here today, to be clear about that. I want to start off, our first speakers for today are going to be representing the United Teachers of Los Angeles, who just recently won a struggle, right, to a decent living wage for our educators. We didn't have to go on strike and we still won. And so with that, I want to bring up Julie and Jessica, who are going to speak on behalf of UTLA. Julie Van Winkle, Jessica Velázquez from UTLA.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for being here. My name is Julie Van Winkle. I am the AFT Vice President of United Teachers Los Angeles. And I'm here today representing UTLA. And we want to say that UTLA stands with educators. Educators have the right to free speech. So, as you might have heard, the reason that we're here today is because a teacher at this school, Downtown Magnus High School, was given a directive to remove their Palestinian flag and remove their Black Lives Matter flag. And so the school issued a directive that all the teachers at the school had to remove the Palestinian flag and the Black Lives Matter flags from any space except that the classroom that has the Black Students Union was allowed to have the Black Lives Matter flag. So let's think about that for a second. Like, that principal is telling the teachers, the staff, the students at the school that it is illegal to say that Black Lives Matter. We're here in Los Angeles, supposedly a place that embraces diversity, a place that is liberal, and we're getting directives like this at our public schools. Let that sink in. When a country becomes fascist, it's not like one thing that happens and then suddenly the country is fascist. It's hundreds of things that are tolerated every day that has allowed countries like Hungary to slip into fascism. So I think we need to think about all the things that have been going on and how much we have allowed to happen and how we also are slipping into fascism. So, thinking about this, complying to remove a Black Lives Matter flag or a Palestinian flag, that's opening the door to fascism. When ICE comes and kidnaps our neighbors or our students or our community members, that is fascism coming in. Accepting that our country is spending $1 billion every day on wars where innocent people and children are being killed, and yet saying there's not enough money for health care for our citizens and housing for our citizens, that is fascism. And even in our city, when our city spends billions of dollars every year on police, and yet says there's not enough money for childcare, there's not enough money to replace streetlights and fix potholes, that is choosing a fascist agenda. Fascism is happening and we have to ask what we're doing about it. Sure, we need to vote, but we can't just think that voting is going to solve anything. We also have to join a movement. So what I'm asking everybody today that's hearing this is get involved in a union if you have one. Get involved in one of these organizations, Unión del Barrio, Community Self-Defense Coalition, EJP, Educators for Justice in Palestine. Join a rapid response. We all need to take part to stand up and stop fascism. So maybe we can open it up by saying Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Free Palestine. Palestine! Free Palestine! All right, now I'll hand it over to Jessica.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica Rodarte. I have been an educator with LAUSD for 20 years. I want to make clear today that we are here because of censure. We are here because of precedent. We are not here because of anti-Semitism. We are not even here because of anti-Zionism. We're here because AB 715 has allowed censorship to come into our classrooms. It has allowed our students to be deprived of the right to know any subject, to have complicated and needed discussions on colonialism, imperialism, war, genocide, because let's be real, we're all seeing it. What's happening in Palestine is genocide.
Right.
And there is no denying it. And we can continue to try and prevent the conversations from happening, but the world knows. And we're not going to end anti-Semitism by oppressing Palestinian people, by erasing Palestinian history, by oppressing the supporters of Palestine. That is not how we end anti-Semitism. There is no denying that it's a problem. There is no denying that it's increasing, but this isn't the way. We have to find a better way for us to increase the amount of justice and love that we all have for each other. Because that's the reality. At the end of the day, this is about human dignity. It's about humanity. It's about the Palestinian people, Black people, having the right not just to live, not just to survive, but to thrive. It's about them being able to live soft lives. We all deserve soft lives. We all deserve the right to know our history, the right to learn about everybody's history, the right to learn about the complicated things our country has done, that the world has done, that white supremacy has done. AB 715 is nothing but a wolf in sheep's skin. It is white supremacy hiding behind anti-Semitism, and it is time that we call it out, and it is time for every single one of our parents, single one of our students and our educators to join us in this fight, because it is a fight for democracy. It is a fight for human dignity. Thank you.
All right, thank you to our representatives from UTLA and for everybody that's been here, that has been part of the push to make UTLA take a position on these issues. Because we know historically they have not, but they are now. That's because of the work that all of y'all have done. And so we continue today. I want to bring up a representative from the Association of Raza Educators and also part of the Liberated Ethnic Studies curriculum. When we talk about censorship and not allowing real history, there's nobody I can think of that would be a better speaker for this topic than Lupe Carrasco Cardona. We know that when the state of California said, okay, we're going to get ethnic studies, we all got really happy, right? But none of us believe that the state is going to give us the real curriculum that will teach the real history to our youth. And so when educators like Lupe and others wrote the truth in a real curriculum, the state of California was like, nah, we can't do that. And so Lupe and others created their own, the Liberated Ethnic Studies curriculum to teach real history, the truth. So with that, let's bring up Lupe Carrasco Cardona.
Thank you, Ron. I just want to say one thing. I just want to clear up one thing first. It is the district. It's LA Unified School District that has come in and made these mandates, okay? Shame! Okay, as the chair of the Association of Raza Educators, I stand here today in full solidarity with the teachers of Downtown Magnus High School and Mix Tito especially, and with all educators who courageously, honorably, and respectfully teach young people the truth about what is happening in our world. Education should never be about fear, censorship, or political intimidation. We cannot accept the banning of books, posters, or flags, nor can we accept attacks on academic freedom and the professional integrity of educators. When teachers are punished for encouraging critical thinking and honest dialogue, every student suffers, every community member suffers. let us be clear. This should concern everyone, regardless of your political belief or profession or ethnic identity, because if they get away with doing this today at Downtown Magnet High School, what will they try to get away with tomorrow? Today it is Palestine. Today it is Black Lives Matter. Today it is ethnic studies. Many of us warned that this was coming. Educators for Justice in Palestine is an organization, the Association of Raza Educators, Liberated Ethnic Studies, and they weren't listening. We said that AB 715 would create conditions where anyone who disagreed with you, your identity or your beliefs, would weaponize accusations against you. We said these attacks would not stop with one topic or one community. And today, unfortunately, we are seeing proof that those concerns were valid. Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ plus history, indigenous stories, or any perspective that challenges power and injustice are under attack. LAUSD, why are you silencing educators instead of standing up for the academic freedom and scholarly pursuits of truth? This is not acceptable. Shame! Shame! Students in California spend approximately 12,840 instructional hours in school from kindergarten through 12th grade, based on the state's required instructional minutes across grade spans. Yet, the California Ethnic Studies graduation requirement is 1 semester or 90 hours. That means ethnic studies represents less than 1% of a student's K through 12 educational experience. That's less than 1%, 0.7%. In other words, opponents are targeting, Zionists are targeting a course that makes up less than 1% and teaches about 4 racialized ethnic groups: Native Americans, Chicanx, Latinx, Black, Asian American, Pacific Islander, and Arab Americans. Let's be clear, AB 715 is an attack on ethnic studies, and that attack is racist. Okay, we have to start calling it what it is. It's racist to hijack the less than 1% of the school career fought for and won, so that racialized students of color can see themselves in schools for once. It's racist to redefine ethnic studies for us as if we are incapable of such intellectual thought. It's racist to create laws aimed at criminalizing educators. AB 715 is racist. And yes, I'm gonna say it. The authors of AB 715, Rick Zabur and Don Addis, are racist.
Right.
Their supposed intent may have been to prevent anti-Semitism, but the process, the disregard, and the outcome is just plain racist. Therefore, we call on educators, students, families, and community members to stand together in defense of truth. Dignity and academic freedom. Our classrooms must remain spaces where students learn to think critically, ask questions, and engage with the realities of the world in the safest and most sacred space possible, not spaces controlled by fear and censorship. And so lastly, I want to invite anyone here on May 25th, it's a Monday, a day we have off, Memorial Day at 10:30 a.m. We're gonna have a planning meeting on Zoom to discuss how to organize against this, okay? They have organized very well with what Mix Tito and I and Ron and Clement have experienced, which is public records requests. They're doing the UCP, the Uniform Complaint Procedure against us. It's time for us to do it to them, because this is racism in action and in policy, and we cannot stand for it. So if anyone is interested in planning and organizing, I have right here on my notes a QR code where you can sign up for that meeting. Thank you.
Thank you to Lupe. I think many of you know the Zionists tried to shut Lupe up by suing her. Did she shut up? Absolutely not, right? We cannot cower. We cannot retreat. We have to stand on our principles and fight for what is right. With that in mind, I want to bring up the next speaker, a representative from the Educators for Justice in Palestine. One of the groups that did a lot of work that I mentioned to make sure that not only UTLA, but LAUSD also did the right thing on the issues of supporting the Palestinian cause and exposing genocide. Okay, so up, I want to bring up Clement Avalos, a school psychologist in LAUSD.
Hello, everybody. So on August of 2024, I wore a t-shirt to work that said Free Palestine.
That's right.
Yeah, Free Palestine. And on that day, there was a Zoom PD for school psychologists. And of course, as the chapter chair, I gave up some UTLA updates, and my day continued as per usual. No one at work complained about my shirt. No student, no parent, no educator, no administrator. The following day, I get a call from my supervisor telling me, and I quote, "My shirt frightened people. My shirt made people feel unsafe. My shirt," they said, "was equivalent to endorsing terror and wanting the annihilation of Jewish people."
Shame.
Shame. They told me that I was to refrain from wearing this t-shirt at work because people had expressed fear for their safety. They were so offended, and I was told that I was not creating a safe and welcoming environment for every student, and that I needed to be considerate of the feelings of the students of whom I serve. And I'm not gonna lie, in that moment, there was confusion, there was fear and anxiety because of all the uncertainty. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And the irony of that moment is that my supervisor's own wife was the first person to ever tell me about Palestine. So it was a very confusing moment, and it just did not sit well with me. So I felt alone. I was subsequently doxxed and harassed online, accused of being anti-Semitic, something that I know as a graduate of LAUSD. We were taught all about the Jewish Holocaust, so I knew how horrible that was. And although I felt alone in that moment, I quickly realized that I was not alone. Through that experience, I met a group of amazing educators across LAUSD who had also been doxxed and harassed, simply for being principled in their beliefs that all human beings deserve a life free from oppression. And that is, yeah, that's right. And that is where I learned that LAUSD, our district, will say all the right things, right? They will tell you that they want to affirm all identities, that they want to create safe and inclusive environments for all of our students, that they support the celebration of all cultures. And yet their actions clearly show that they do not support our students or our communities, least of all our Palestinian students. And to that I say, shame! Shame! Shame on LAUSD. We are all here today as educators, students, and community members to tell the district that every single student has the First Amendment right to the truth. When I was taught in school, I did not learn about all the other genocides that were occurring across the world. My education was fragmented. But every child has the right to learn about their identity, their culture, and their history. That is ethnic studies. Ethnic studies is our history. And we will not let them take that away. Palestinian students, Mexican students, students born north or south of the border, Black students, Indigenous students, all of our students deserve the right to learn the truth about their history, their identity, and their culture. That's right. And I want to tell you that I fought the district on their directive. Yes, I did. And guess what? I won. I grieved the district and I pushed back against their baseless directive that wearing my t-shirt that said Free Palestine constituted political activism. The arbitrator determined that that wasn't true. However, now with AB 715, we are seeing a new wave of censorship, one which bypasses all due process protections in Ed Code. Whoa. This law further suppresses our community by limiting how educators teach about our history. Shortly after this bill went into effect, I received a public records request. And I don't know if many of you know, but that's part of the Freedom of Information Act. Someone requested to LAUSD every single email and text message that I had ever sent through their systems that had the words Palestine or Israel in it. And as we all know, because we're here today, there are many more educators that are being targeted because of AB 715. We all heard what they're trying to do. They're trying to control our classrooms, censor educators' academic freedom, but we will not give up. Right. They will not take our flags. That's right. Yes. They will not take our posters. That's right. They will not erase our history. That's right. So if you are here today, please join one of our organizations and do the work. Because if there's one thing I have learned, we cannot do this alone. And as you can see by every single person here today, Downtown Business Manic, you are not alone. Thank you.
Thank you once again to Clement from the Educators for Justice in Palestine. And the last thing she said was about Downtown Magnet High School. So up next, I want to bring up one of the educators from this school who was given the directive to bring down the Palestinian, the LGBTQ plus flag, or any flag that isn't the American flag, pretty much. So with that, I want to bring up Mix Tito, who's a social studies teacher at the Downtown Business Magnet School.
Thank you for coming out here today and hearing our stories, and in particular my story. My name is Ms. Tito, or Tito. I am a social studies and health teacher. I'm here to share a little bit about the ramifications of AB 715 being implemented. Under AB 715, I was given directives to remove the Palestinian flag from my classroom. However, it was not just the Palestine flag, but also any flag that had to do with any kind of political advocacy. The Native American land back flag, gone. Black Lives Matter flag, also gone. Yeah, very bad. Which is why AB 715 is not actually about protecting students. AB 715 is an erasure of marginalized people. That's right. The order to remove the Palestinian flag during an active genocide is actually anti-Arab, Islamophobic, and anti-Palestinian. AB 715 weaponizes civil rights advocacy against the people it was meant to protect, so that just the mere existence of a Palestinian flag is now considered anti-Semitic. But the overreach does not stop with Palestinians. Under AB 715, the statement Black Lives Matter is painted as discriminatory bias. Under AB 715, historical injustices like the theft of Native American land cannot be righted under the banner of land back. Justice is silenced. It is not allowed to exist. AB AB 715 pretends to protect Jewish people, but as we are seeing in the stories of myself and so many other social justice educators across the state of California who are being punished for protecting Palestinian dignity, in reality, AB 715 censors and silences the existence of all oppressed peoples. When UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese states that Palestine is the litmus test for our shared humanity, this is what she is talking about. That the freedom of Palestinians is unequivocally tied to the freedom of all peoples. Because the weapons used to attack Palestinian existence are the same weapons that will be and are already used to attack other oppressed peoples. That the systems of oppression that fuel the genocide of Palestinians are connected to the systems that bring ICE into our communities to kidnap our siblings, that are accelerating climate change, and that are fueling the death and destruction of working class communities. As MLK put it, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Which is why resisting AB 715 is not just about resisting censorship, it is about fighting for our humanity. It is about resisting the coded language of objectivity and neutrality given to us by a white supremacist academia and standing firmly in our historical and present identities. That, as the queer daughter of Chinese Vietnamese refugees, having borne witness to the rain of bombs, poison, and other atrocities the US committed against the Vietnamese people, it pains me to be prevented from bearing witness to what's happening to Palestine in the classroom. In our classrooms, are our students not allowed to bear witness? And I want to be clear, they're not just censoring me. Even though the Palestinian flag is in my classroom, they have come for our entire social studies department. Teachers who have nothing to do with this are also being subjected to corrective actions. I am being made an example of. We are being made an example of. Because the ultimate goal in this AB 715 project is not just to silence teachers, both individually and collectively. They want to erase Palestine from collective memory, starting within our education system, in our classrooms. And they want us to be complicit in the genocide of Palestinians. And if they succeed, they will erode all of our civil rights, our human rights. We must resist for Palestine and for ourselves. Thank you.